Morning everyone. Have a look at this cracking day. Just stunning. It's that time of the week when going to bash out another session, and this week's session has been inspired by the new qualifying standards for the Boston Marathon 2026. I'm sure by now you've either heard about it or read about it, the new qualifying standards, and they're a lot quicker than what they have been in the past. And it's all come about because entries for the 2025 marathon, 36,000. So organisers have adjusted those qualifying standards, and I'm going to knock out a session today built around my qualifying standard for my age group. It doesn't mean that I'm targeting Boston 2026. At this stage, I don't even know when my next marathon will be. But I thought it would just be a good opportunity to do this session because it is a very popular session with marathoners, and it's a session that I have used in the past that has worked really well. And just going back to the Boston, I ran Boston in 2014. Now the standard for qualifying back then for me in the 45 to 49 years age group was 3:25. That standard now will be 3:15 for 2026. So it's starting to get tough. Obviously I'm 10 years young, and no I'm not, I'm 10 years older, wishful thinking. And the standard for my age group now, 55 to 59 years, is 3:30. So if you've gathered by now what the session's going to be, it's the Yassos 800 intervals, and like I said, have used this in the past, this session. I'm not alone because thousands of runners swear by this session, and a lot of people believe that this session can predict your marathon time. What I mean by that is that if you want to run a 3-hour marathon, it means that each of your 800 metre intervals should be done at 3 minutes. Some people believe it, some don't. For me, it's worked well in the past. For a couple of my sub-3 marathons, I've done this session where I've run 2:55 for the 800s, and both times I've run a 2:56 marathon. So I'm a believer. And for those of you who don't know anything about the Yassos, named after a running god in America, legend Bart Yasso, there's a few ways you can do this session. When I ran those sub-3 marathons, I was doing 10 by 800 with 200 metre jog recovery. But the suggested method is 800s with a 400 metre jog recovery. But today, because I am a little bit older, it is a little bit warm, I'm going to do 10 by 800s with a 2-minute standing recovery, because I'm all about enjoying running now and not beating up the body too much. And the pace that I'll be doing these at will be 3 minutes 30 per 800 metres, because the qualifying standard for Boston Marathon 2026 for a 55 to 59 year old bloke is, you guessed it, 3 hours 30. So I think that works out about 4:22-ish per kilometre average pace. And this is just following on from the 400s that I did in the last session video. So hopefully this session will go just as well as that did. It's been a while since I've done the Yassos, but it's a good little session. I'll finish this warm-up, 2 kilometre warm-up, and you know the story now. Stretching drills, strides, and then we'll be into the intervals. And then I'll finish off with a 2 kilometre cool down. All right, see you soon. That's all the drills, strides and stretching done. I'm not sure if I said, but doing 10 Yassos with 2 minutes recovery, standing recovery. All right, let's get this music back on. Walk over here. I've got a nice little loop that I do around here. It's not quite a kilometre, so it should work out perfect for this session, the Yassos. All right, let's go. Get the pace right today, not like last week. Nice little rest in the shade. One done. Should have said too that, turn this off for a sec, that I'm in nowhere near shape to run a 3 hour 30 marathon. In fact, my half marathon times this year, mid to high 130s, which means that 3:30 for a marathon would be a struggle. So I am expecting this session to be a bit of a struggle. All right, number 2. Pace for that first one was spot on. Let's go. No water. Uh-oh. Found some in the ladies' toilets. I was a bit lucky. Number 4. Whew. Did I tell you how warm it was? Whew. What's it going to be like when we get to summer? Number 5. Let's go! That's 5 done. Pacing isn't too bad. Probably a few seconds too quick per each rep. But I'll take that. I am starting to work. 5 to go. Come on. I'm really appreciating the 2 minute standing recovery. I'd be no hope doing them with a jog recovery. So, very thankful. For 6, let's go. 7, let's go. Come on. 3 more. 3 more. Number 8. Come on. one. Come on, let's get it done, come on. Oh, that last one got messy. Whew. I got them done. I can't believe it. Thank you so much for those 2-minute rest recoveries. Oh wow, that would have been one hell of a beast with a jog recovery. But I got them done. It's warm. Another good session for the week. Woo.
So you can gather that I was pretty happy with that session. Well under the 3 minutes 30 that I had planned, but my splits were all between 3:18 and 3:24. Look, it's probably the hardest session I've done for quite some time, and it's probably the hardest I've worked for quite some time as well. So like I said, I was very grateful for those 2-minute breaks, standing around and trying to recover. And I must have been working pretty hard because my heart rate maxed out at 148 beats per minute during those intervals. That's about where it sits at in a hard 5k effort. So a really solid session, really happy with that. Now I ran in a pair of old shoes today, the first version of the Asics Magic Speed. Took me a while to get into these shoes. I've done 375 kilometers in them now, still in really exceptional condition considering the amount of K's in them. There's hardly any wear and tear on that outsole. But yeah, it just took me a while to really like this shoe. Early on I did have a little bit of Achilles problems running in them. I've sort of kept them to shorter distances, especially speed sessions and that, and the sessions like I did today with the Yassos work really good. They're a really nice shoe to run in. I think they've got a half carbon plate in them in the forefoot. I'm not sure, I'll have to check on that because like I said, I've had these shoes for quite some time. They must be about 4 years old now, but I still really enjoy running in them, and there's still plenty of responsive, plenty of cushion in the midsole. I don't know if it was the Flight Foam. There we go, it's the Flight Foam Blast midsole, but a really soft compound, and for sessions like that they work really well, and there's still a lot more to come in this shoe. I reckon I'll get at least another couple of 100k out of this shoe, especially if I'm only doing sessions in them. I really like this upper too. There's not a lot to it. It's quite minimalist, nice and breathable, perfect for running in the warmer days like today. Should be a really good shoe to use during summer. Very thin tongue and very aerated. You probably can see through there that it's well ventilated. Laces are a little bit on the long side, but I always tuck my laces in underneath once I've got the lockdown. Alright guys, that's another session ticked off towards the Melbourne Half Marathon. Just a little bit over 3 weeks. I've got to say that I know my paces are nowhere near where they used to be a couple of years ago, but I am running really well at the moment. I'm just absolutely loving the process, and yeah, it's just a good time to be out there running. Really do appreciate you taking time to watch this video and come on this run with me today. Wherever you are, run well, run safe, be kind to each other, and I'll catch you in the next video. Take care. Bye for now.